Now we'll go to the next topic, section 4, that is communication of offer and acceptance. So when parties, Mr. A and Mr. B, they are face to face, standing face to face. There is no question of communication. Mr. A tells B that I want to sell my house for 50 lakhs. Then B says, okay, I will buy it. So there is no question of communication. But suppose you imagine A is in Calicut and B is in Bombay. Now A wrote a letter to B stating that I want to sell my house, will you buy my house for 50 lakhs? And A posted the letter on the 1st of January. Letter was communicated and reached B, Bombay, on 5th, and B got the letter. He read the letter. Now, he wanted to raise 50 lakhs. He went to the bank. The bank sanctioned the loan very fast, and he posted the reply letter. He posted the reply letter on 10th of January at 10 a.m. He posted the letter. The moment he posted the letter, before that I forgot to say one thing, communication of offer when complete. I'm sorry children, communication of offer when complete. When A makes an offer to B, will you buy my house for 50 lakhs? And B received the letter on 5th, communication of offer is complete on 5th. No problem at all. Communication of offer is complete on 5th of January. Now, B is posting, B went to the, I just now told you, he wanted to raise 50 lakhs. He went to the bank bank sanctioned the loan very fast, and he wrote a reply and posted the reply on 10th. On 10th morning, 10 a.m., he posted the letter. The moment he posted the letter, A is locked in this contract. Now, A cannot go and sell this house to another person for 55. Another person approached him and he said, I'll give you 55 lakhs. So, A cannot sell this house to anybody else because B has already posted the letter and A is locked in this. So, communication of offer is complete as against A, as against the proposer, when the acceptor posts the letter of acceptance. So it is in the legal sense, that is this is section 4. In the legal sense, we can say like this, communication of acceptance is complete when it is out of control of B to withdraw the same. Communication of acceptance is complete when it's out of control, in the course of transmission. When it is in the course of transmission, so as to be out of power of the acceptor to withdraw the same. That is written in your book. But you need not write like that, children. Communication of acceptance is complete as against A, as against a proposer, when the acceptor posts a letter of acceptance. So when the acceptor posts into a box, it is out of control. He cannot take it out from the post box. So at that moment, this proposer gets locked in this contract and he cannot sell the house to anybody else except B. So here, communication of acceptance is complete as against the proposer when the acceptor posts the letter of acceptance. Now, when is the communication of acceptance complete as against B, the acceptor? Now this letter, he got the letter, he posted the letter on 10th. And this letter travelled all the way to Calicut and reached A on 15th. Now 15th at 10 a.m. he opened the letter and read the letter. Imagine like that. The moment he knows how the contents of the letter, A knows the contents of he is much relieved. So I urgently wanted 50 lakhs. Now I've got it anyway. I've sold my house. Thank God. And at that moment of time, B gets locked in this contract. Now B cannot go and buy another house. Somebody else approached B and said, there is a very good house of 45 lakhs, you buy that. If B goes and buys that house, then A can file a compensation case against B. See, I have already read the letter, so there is a contract between, I have accepted your letter, there is a contract between A and B, and you cannot get out of this contract, you are locked. So, communication of acceptance is complete as against the acceptor when it comes to knowledge of the proposer. That is, the letter, the contents of letter, reply letter, A knows of the letter. So that is the main point involved in this. This all comes under section 4, communication of offer, communication of acceptance as against the proposer when it is complete, communication of acceptance as against the acceptor when is it complete. So in the Malayalam video also I have stated very clearly, and you can view that also. Now the next is when can a proposer revoke his proposal. Proposer, when he can revoke, that is already I have explained. A proposer can revoke his proposal before the acceptor posts a letter of acceptance. So a revocation can be made when the acceptor posts a letter of acceptance. He cannot revoke. Before that, 10th morning, 10 a.m., he posted the letter of acceptance, B posted the letter of acceptance, and before that, 9th or 8th or any other day, he can revoke. He can make a telephone call and say, see, I've already posted the letter, but I don't want to sell it to you. I've got another deal, I fixed another deal. So before the acceptor posts a letter of acceptance, the proposer can revoke his proposal. So that is the first point. And what is the next point? Which is the next point? We are going to section 5. So section 5, when can an acceptor revoke his acceptance? Acceptor can revoke his acceptance before the acceptance complete as against acceptor. Communication of acceptance complete as against acceptor. Communication of acceptance complete as against acceptor when the proposer reads the letter, knows about the letter. So his reply letter reaches A, and before that he can send a telegram, or he can send a email. Now telegram is not there, can send an email or any other methods, fax or any other method he can send, and then he can revoke his acceptance. But this revocation letter should reach first to the offerer, and then only he can revoke his acceptance, otherwise he cannot. This is there in section 5. So we have already covered section 4 and section 5. Now we will go to the next topic, which are the different methods of revocation of offer. Of when does the offer lapses? When does the offer lapse? Lapse means comes to an end. You may get a question on that. When does an offer comes to an end? Or we also call it lapse of offer. So here I have just told you offer lapses when the communication of acceptance is complete. Before the communication of offer is complete, he can revoke it. Suppose A makes an offer to B, I want to sell my house to you for 50 lakhs, will you buy it? That's an offer. So this offer letter reaches B on 5th. First he posted the letter, 5th it reaches B on the 5th. And he is posting the letter on 10th. Before 10th, he can withdraw his offer. So the first point, lapse of offer by revocation. We have already seen this in the previous video also. So that is all. So first one, lapse of offer, number 1 is revocation. And the second is by lapse of time. Suppose I asked Manish, will you buy my house for 50 lakhs? Manish said, okay madam, I will buy your house for 50 lakhs. Now Manish was a student, and after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, he is coming with 50 lakhs and tell me, madam, where is your house? Give me your house. I said, no, what to do, Manish? It is gone. So by lapse of time, the offer is gone. So Manish, I am very sorry, my house is gone. You came only after 5 years. So he has become a chartered accountant and he has made lots of money and coming to me. Very sad, it is gone. By lapse of time, the offer is revoked. The offer is gone. The offer is lapsed. So when does an offer comes to an end? So my offer has come to an end. Now the third point is by failure to accept a condition precedent. By failure to accept a condition precedent, I asked Devadatt, will you buy my house for 50 lakhs? Devadatt says, yes ma'am, I will buy it. Now, but I said one thing, tomorrow itself you must give me 1 lakh, then only I will give you my house. But Devadatt did not come the next day. Next day he didn't come, after a few days he didn't come, and I had to sell the house to somebody else. So my offer lapsed, my offer comes to an end. Now the next is a counter offer. What is meant by a counter offer? Mr. A tells Mr. B, will you buy my house for 50 lakhs? B says, okay madam, okay Mr. A, I don't have 50 lakhs with me, will you give it me for 40 lakhs? Which A was not ready, he wanted 50 lakhs. So in such a case, B has made a counter offer. When B has made a counter offer, some different counter offer, in such a case, the offer made by A goes. But it can be this way also, that is, if B says, for 40 lakhs will you give me my house, that becomes an offer. And if A accepts that offer, there is a contract. There is a fresh contract. The original offer goes, for 50 lakhs it goes. Now, that is a fifth point. Now, which is a sixth point. By not accepting in the prescribed mode, so I wanted to sell my house for 50 lakhs and I told Parvati that, will you buy my house for 50 lakhs? So Parvati said, okay. I wrote a letter to Parvati and Parvati got the letter, and in the letter I have written that if you are really interested, please give me an email within 5 days. But Parvati did not send an email. I waited 5 days. No, nothing is coming. So I sold the house to another person. So in such a case also, they did not do in the acceptance not in the prescribed mode. After 5 days, she came with all the 50 lakhs in the bag and came to me. And I said, very sorry, my house is gone. I told you to send an email. So the offer lapses because it was not accepted in the prescribed mode. And the last point, that is the seventh point, which is the seventh point, by subsequent illegality. I'll give another example. I was a wholesale sugar merchant and I was staying in Delhi. There was a sugar mill also for me, and I promised to give 1 ton of sugar to a merchant in Calicut. We'll call him B, to a merchant in Calicut. So I promised to supply, I offered to supply 1 ton of sugar for the Deepavali season to a man called B in Calicut. Okay, and B accepted my offer. Yes, he was very happy. Yes, price was very low. He was very happy. Now, after a few days, the government passed an order, passed a law that interstate movement of sugar is prohibited. You cannot move sugar out of state. So from Delhi to Calicut, it reaches such a lot of state, it has to cross. So a subsequent illegality has cropped up. So my offer goes. I said, no, very sorry, Mr. B, I cannot sell you the sugar because it is against law. So we have finished that also, the different methods of lapse of offer. When does an offer come to an end? There are altogether 7 points. The first point is revocation, that we have already discussed a number of times. And the second is lapse of time. Lapse of time for a long time. Money should not turn up for 5 years. My offer goes. And the third one, death. Oh, this I forgot, children. By death or insanity of the offerer or offeree. That was not included in my sequence. So you can add on this also. By death or insanity of the offerer or offeree. Suppose I make an offer and I die before you accept it. I made an offer to you to sell my house, but before you could accept it, I died. You cannot accept because already I have died. The offer goes. The same way also, if you die also, I made an offer to you, but before you accept that, you have died. Then also my offer goes. So death. In the same way, insanity also. If I make an offer and I am insane, my offer is not there, it goes. The same way, if you accept that, you cannot accept because you have become insane. In such a case also, my offer goes. So offer lapses by death or insanity of the offerer or the offeree. And the next point is failure to accept a condition precedent, that I myself and Devadatt, I asked Devadatt, you give me 1 lakh tomorrow itself, then I will give you my house for 50 lakhs. But Devadatt did not turn up the next day. 1 lakh he did not give. My offer goes, I sold the house to somebody else. Now the next is by accepting, not accepting by counter offer. Counter offer means I offered my house for 50 lakhs, but you said, madam, you give it for 40 lakhs. No, I cannot give. My offer goes. Now the next is not accepting the prescribed mode. So I asked Parvati, see, you send an email within 1 week. I send a letter and tell, in the letter I have stated, you send an email within 5 days. But Parvati did not send an email. In such a case also, my offer goes. I said, hold the house to somebody else. And the last one is subsequent illegality, that is sugar. I offered to sell sugar to Mr. B at Calicut from Delhi, and the government prohibited the interstate movement of sugar, and my offer goes, I cannot sell the sugar because I will be behind the bars. So that is also the last point, the 7th point. So we have finished that topic, children. Thank you very much.